Merry Christmas Eve, my darlings. I hope you are having a wonderful evening and I hope you will have a wonderful day. We're back in my old recording studio, as you can hear. The screeching is back. Remember that screeching sound? I think someone told me once that they missed the screeching sound. So here you go. The screech of my fire, or my smoke alarm is back. So the first entry that we have that won my giveaway is Sam B2145. Congratulations, sweetie, and I hope you enjoy your story. My plot wolf took this and ran with it. Holy moly. Without further ado, let's get into it. He woke with a groan. His head was pounding with the worst migraine he had ever had in his life. He sat up, opened his eyes, and they felt crusty, very crusty. He never had his eyes felt so crusty in his life. He went to the bathroom to wash his face and jumped back in a fright. He felt his face. He then looked down at the rest of him. He couldn't keep it in anymore. He screamed. His husband ran in, demanding what was the matter, what was happening. And his husband did the same thing that he did, only his quirk had to be erased. Shota, explain. Shota, or rather Hisashi, in Shota's body, demanded. You got me. I think we were hit by that quirk. Quirk? What quirk? Don't you remember? You were covering for that hero last night. You insisted to go on patrol with me since it was a Twilight hero. Oh, that's right. I did insist on going with you since we'd be in the same area. Yeah, and we encountered that villain, remember? So, did we switch bodies or just switch minds? Not really sure. We seem to be okay, except my throat really hurts. Yeah, and my eyes are sore and crusty. Welcome to dry eye, babe. And welcome to sore throat, babe. All right, let's just calm down and breathe. It won't do us any good to panic. You're right. But how do we reverse this? I don't think we can. Let's call Chiyo just to be on the safe side. Right. They showered, dressed, and headed off to UA, where Chiyo promptly sat them down with some good news and some bad news. Well, dearies, the good news is that you're both perfectly healthy. The bad news is that this quirk has to wear off by itself. And how long will that take? Approximately 2 days. 2 days? But it's nearly Christmas. Precisely. Damn it. It's gonna be okay, Hisashi. Really. Damn, it feels weird to call you Hisashi when you're me and I'm you and... Ugh. I know, babe, I know. We just need to bear with it. Yes, you do just need to bear with it. For now. At least. Enjoy yourselves. Hisashi's face suddenly gained a grinchy smirk to it. Shota, don't you dare, he snarled. Don't you dare do anything. What? I'm not gonna do anything to your problem children. Yet. Oh my God, please do not traumatize my kids. As long as you don't traumatize mine. I could never, especially that sweet little green bean. Izuku? Yeah, he is my favorite. Don't tell him I said that. Don't tell anybody, but he's a good kid. Quiet most times, talkative the next, has really good ideas. The boy is very sweet. Now off to class you go. You don't want to miss anything. Right. Yeah. Now show you have to act like me. And you have to act like me, which means no funsy stuff. You got to be stoic and a hard ass, a massive hard ass. I don't know if I have it in me. I can't. I'm fun and sweet and... God damn you and your stupid reputation. Sorry, sweetie, but you're gonna have to put up with it. And you're going to have to act sweet and loving and fun, just like me. You're gonna have to be loud and... Oh, for fuck's sake, how did I get roped into this? Enjoy! Frick you. The two parted ways and went to their respective classes. Well, their bodies went to their respective classes. All right, Hisashi, you can do this. You can do this. It's just for a few days. It's not like anyone's going to notice. We can be a hard ass, absolutely. Oh, here we go. Now, what would Sho say? Ah, yes. He slammed the door open and his class jumped and sat at attention. Good morning, Hellspawn. Good morning, Sensei. Right. Time for morning call and morning announcements. Roll call was taken and announcements were made. Hisashi then lied in Sho's sleeping bag, which was oddly comfortable for such an ugly caterpillar-looking thing. But what he didn't take into account was said little green bean. Said little green bean sat at his desk, and while announcements were being made, he was analyzing, carefully watching his every move. He picked up on it, and at first didn't think anything of it, but then got a really good glance at Izuku. Yep, the kid was definitely analyzing him, and for what, he wasn't sure. Maybe he figured it out? But how? It was too quick. Not even an hour in. Dang it, he's smart. Too smart. I need to act more like Shota, he said as he rolled over into the sleeping bag. The first day passed without anyone really noticing except Izuku, but Izuku kept quiet. Izuku figured that if something was going on, his teacher would approach him and his class and tell them about it. Since he didn't, it must not have been important, but he would keep his own eye on things, just in case. Izuku, being the hero that he is, didn't like to see anyone hurt, especially people he cared for and respected highly. Shota Aizawa being at the top of his list. You would think All Might would be at the very tippy top of that list, but All Might was a close third. Yeah, you heard it. Close third. Why was All Might third? Reasons. And if you couldn't see the reasons, then Izuku didn't know what to tell ya. The second day came and went just as quickly as the first, and Izuku got more suspicious. The class still didn't notice anything, and Hisashi was grateful. Now that a couple days had passed, he was really hoping that this quirk would have worn off. But lo and behold, it was 2 days before Christmas. Everybody was in their dorms getting ready to pack and leave. Well, everybody but Izuku. See, his mom decided to travel to America to see his dad for the holidays. And well, he didn't want to. He didn't see his dad as a good guy. He just up and left. Not with... He just couldn't. He couldn't see that man. His mom did his best to convince him, but he wasn't having it, and put his foot down. He'd rather be alone on Christmas than deal with that. Inko left without a word, and that was that. She hadn't texted him, hadn't called, not a single thing. Izuku was sitting on the couch, waving goodbye and telling his class goodbye in hopes that they have a Merry Christmas, and that he would see them for their New Year's Eve party. Many of his classmates questioned whether or not he was going home, and he said that he wouldn't be going home until tomorrow evening, as his mom had to work and, well, she didn't want him to be by himself. The class accepted the answer except for one who was lurking in the shadows. That figure drew close and placed his hand on his shoulder, and Izuku startled for a second. He turned back and sighed. "Hi, Yamada-sensei." "You figured it out?" "Yeah. You were patrolling my area, and, well, it was a weekend that you were home. You must have seen..." "You and Aizawa-sensei?" "Yeah." "What are you doing here, kiddo? Don't you want to go home for Christmas?" "No, not really." "You can tell me anything, Green Bean. What's wrong?" "It's just that..." Izuku told the story, and Yamada didn't like it. "So, you swapped bodies, huh? You tried really, really hard to keep it a secret." "Tried so hard. What gave me away?" "Body language." Body language. Damn. Forgot about that. Most important rule of being a hero. Hey, I just like analyzing. Also, you didn't really make it all that challenging. I mean, yeah, you were a bit of a hard ass, but not in the way that Aizawa was a hard ass. I see. So there's my way, and then there's Aizawa-sensei's way. Gotcha. You did your best, though, I'll give you that. It was funny to see you try getting in and out of your sleeping bag, Izuku said with air quotes. Yamada giggled. It was weird hearing his deep-voiced teacher giggle. But that was Yamada, not Shota. If it were Aizawa, Izuku would be kind of weirded out. "Oh, and how about the time where you tripped over your own feet? Are his boots even comfortable? I don't know how he does it with these wide feet. Goodness me. His feet aren't that wide, are they?" "Oh, take a look," he said, pulling off of one of his husband's boots and revealing his foot. "Jeez, his foot's bigger than mine." "Well, you're still a child, and you're still growing." "I think I'm done growing. I don't think I'll get any taller than this." "Are you sure? I used to think the same thing. I was a bit of a shrimp at your age." "Wait, really? Look at my fingers. And now look at yours. See how long they are? Some people say that if you have long piano fingers, quote unquote, you'll get tall." Uh-oh? So you think I can be tall? You still have until you're 21 to grow height-wise. I don't think you've hit your growth spurt just yet. Give it some time. You'll get there. Yeah, I've always been a bit of a late bloomer. Oh, God. Late bloomer? What do you mean? I can't tell you that. Not yet, at least. And please try not to worry. It's not anything bad. It's just, hey, it's all right. You come to me and show when you're ready, not on anyone else's watch. Got it. Thanks. Anyways, so yeah, it was funny to watch you trip on your own 2 feet. Is Sensei's body okay, though? Yes. Sho's fallen over many times. In fact, one day when he was swinging by his scarf, he hit a brick wall and broke his nose. Ow. Poor guy. And that was when he was starting out as an underground hero. Imagine how graceful he was back then. Must not have been that graceful if he broke his nose with a wall. He didn't do it on purpose, but yeah. So, you like analyzing, huh? I do. I've been analyzing quirks since I was really young. They really fascinated me, you know? Here, he said, handing over his notebook, trusting his sensei. It's not much, and it kind of sucks, but... Sucks? Izuku, honey, this is amazing. This is professional grade analyst. Really? Look at this. I would pay you for these. I would pay you top dollar for these. Yeah? They're that good? They're amazing. Do you think I could... Think you could sell them for commissions? That'd be up to other heroes, but I think if we talk to Nezu, which he probably already knows, I think if we talk to him, he'll help us get you started. Just no taking over the world. At least not yet. No world domination. Got it. Oh, Yamada-sensei, the other thing that gave you away? You're not very good at using Sho's quirk. Shota, Aizawa, Mr. Aizawa, I mean. It's okay. You can call him by his name. And yeah, I'm not very good at his quirk, and he's not very good at mine either, is he? That was one of the bigger giveaways. But still, you did try really hard. I'll give you points for trying. But you needed to be more loose. Aizawa-sensei's not tense. He looks tense, but his shoulders are more relaxed. And he kind of leans back a lot. He also hides his face in a scarf a lot. And also, you brush his hair. Sometimes he comes to school with unruly, unbrushed hair. Yeah, that. I agree with that. Anyways, like I said, you did your best. You just, couldn't fool my eye, that's all. Well, now that the cat's out of the bag, thank you for that lovely insight. Shota, how much did you hear? All of it. I'm sorry, Sensei. What are you sorry for, problem child? Look at me. You have nothing to be sorry for. You're just good at analyzing, and you picked up on these things immediately. Yeah. Now come on. Pack a bag. You're coming home with my husband and I. We're not leaving you alone for the holidays. What? Are you sure? I don't want to be... If you call yourself a burden, young man, so help me, you are grounded for a month. Okay. I'll go back. Good. And Izuku took off like a flash. He meant what he said to Yamada. He did his best, but his best wasn't good enough to fool his eye. And it was kind of hilarious to watch him stumble. If it had been Aizawa Sensei, there would have been a lot of curse words too. Which reminded Izuku he should start a swear jar for Aizawa Sensei. He can make a lot of money real quick. He giggled at the thought and just packed up and went back downstairs. Christmas came, and Hitoshi didn't mind sharing some of his gifts. Neither did Eri. The three got along really, really well. Aizawa and Yamada swapped their bodies back and were back to their old selves. Yamada decided to grace his presence with a lovely song in the shower, very early in the morning. They're talking 5:30 in the morning. Even Izuku, who's usually up by then, and is not typically a morning bird, decided to, He got up, went into the bedroom. Aizawa Sensei is sitting up, blinking blearily at the door leading into their in-suite bathroom, saw Izuku, and Izuku threw his pillow at the closed door and yelled really loudly to shut that dang cat up. He grabbed his pillow and went back to Hitoshi's room, where Hitoshi was laughing loudly. Aizawa Sensei couldn't help it. He broke down and laughed too. He laughed so hard he was crying. Yamada Sensei walked out kind of offended, but he also got a good laugh out of it. Eri just shrugged and didn't know what the adults were talking about and just went back to doing her thing. Soon it was New Year's Eve and they were back at the dorms after a good Christmas. In fact, it was one of the better Christmases that Izuku had. He felt warm and safe. Most of all, he was given something that he hadn't had in a long time. Family. He loved his mother, don't get him wrong, and he will always be grateful to her. But she didn't act like family much. At least not anymore. Not since he got into UA. She did her best to support him, but she was getting tired. And he could see it. Izuku didn't know what to do, but Aizawa did. They decided that they would co-parent. Inko didn't want to give up full custody, but she did agree to co-parent. And that was that. Izuku mainly lived with Aizawa and his husband and their kids, and Inko would see Izuku on their scheduled days. It worked out better. His mother and him developed a better, healthier relationship. Hitoshi and Izuku got along really, really well. Eri loved that Izuku, her savior, her hero, her big brother, got to be around more. And Aizawa and Yamada got to see a kid grow and be happy. They got their Christmas wish. To see their favorite green bean be happy. Aww, wasn't that cute? Sambi, I know this probably isn't what you imagined, but like I said, the plot wolf just ran with it. I know, I tried so hard to stick to what you wanted. So hard, but when plots get away from me, this is what happens. The complete opposite. Anyways, I hope you liked it nonetheless. Have a very Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for participating. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.